So, like, how did you guys get this to, like, the trajectories down? Because you have to kind of overshoot it, right? You have to figure out where it's going to be rather than where it is at the time.
Yeah, so the game uses like actual space mechanics. So all the planets actually have gravity. They're all put in orbit at the beginning of the game, and they're all moving at high speeds all the time. So when you're accelerating towards a planet and you see it pass by, that's actually like the planet just doing its thing like real planets do.
Okay. So I know maybe you haven't done it yet. Oh, there's the landing pad. When you guys did the autopilot, did you guys play test beforehand and find out it was like sometimes really difficult for people to land it?
Yeah, the autopilot's designed so that you don't have to learn all the inertia rules and things like that for spaceflight. We have all that in there because it makes the game feel special in a way that a lot of space games don't, because not everything's always moving.
Yeah.
Because everything's always moving in this game, and because of the physics, we get some interesting things where, like, when the moon is overhead, your jump height is actually a little bit higher because tidal forces.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't notice that, but we ended up on the storm planet.
Oh, yeah.
And man, the gravity would shift so much on that. It's really cool when the storm comes by and like sucks you up if you're not in one of the special zones.
Yeah, so these are gravity crystals. They're on brittle hollow. They allow you to walk on surfaces that they're attached to. So if I jetpack up here, you can see I just flip and stand on the ceiling.
Yeah, it was super cool, and I love how smooth it actually works. The transition from each one is really, really, really smooth. I did not expect that. I assumed it would be
Yeah.
you'd flatten out.
Yeah, we play a lot with forces in the game, so there's all sorts of like crazy things that can affect the player, and we want it to feel like you're actually being affected by them. So we have your body down here so you can tell if you get thrown into zero-G and things like that. You also have a tool that you can use to scout out your surroundings. So you can shoot this little scout and it takes pictures, and you can rotate the camera. So you can attach it to things, or I could be like, I wonder what happens if I shoot it into the black hole.
Oh, that's super cool. See, we didn't have a black hole when I did it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that is super cool.
And then if I jump out of, I can't jump out of these gravity crystals. Let me go over here. See, I'm out of the gravity field now, so now I'm just in free fall towards the black hole.
With
but
your
I can
jetpack,
use it as a slingshot. Get myself over here with this tractor beam. There we go.
Yeah, the tractor beams, they also, they're super useful. I didn't know what they were until I jumped into it, and it sucked me to somewhere else. I was like, oh, okay.
They're really handy to catch you if you're flying through space.
Yeah.
You can see on other planets sometimes you can encounter former astronauts from your space program. So this is Rybeck. They're an archaeologist hanging out playing the banjo. And you can get some extra information from these characters when you meet them out in the field.
Who did the music in this? Because it's actually really pretty, it's really awesome.
Yeah, so our composer's Andrew Prallo. He's fantastic. There's all sorts of like rustic, kind of like outdoorsy campsite music in the game. And then some like really weird alien stuff for some things that I can't talk about.
Yeah, I know. When we were wearing the headset, she was like, "Oh, you got to actually listen to this because it's really nice." Oh, I didn't know you could roast a marshmallow. That's awesome.
Yep, it's always good to roast a marshmallow before you go into space. Helps calm the nerves. Parthians have a lot of canned marshmallows in their society, so it's an important detail of the world that I like to point out. So now that we've talked to Rybeck, I'm just going to take the plunge through the black hole, see what happens.
Oh.
Now we're out in space.
Oh boy.
That was the time limit anyways.
Yeah.
So you can see if we look at the map, that's the planet we were on. Now we're over here and our ship is still there, so we're lost in space.
Does the inertia from your jetpacks actually keep carrying you forever, essentially?
Yeah, so there's no friction in space, just like real life. So we have a lock-on feature. You can see what your relative velocity is to things.
Ah, okay.
But you can see I'm not pressing the controls right now, but I'm still drifting because I had acceleration towards this.
That's really cool.
And then if I want to not slam into it and kill myself, I have to thrust in the opposite direction so I can decelerate. Or we also have sort of a cheat button, which is match velocity, which just stops you relative to whatever you're locked onto, which helps new players a lot to get the hang of zero-G controls. You can see here's another localized gravity field.
Can you actually enter into the space station?
Yeah, so
Oh,
we have
sweet.
5 planets, 3 moons, and 3 space stations, and all of them are places you can go and things you can do in them. There's a piece of Nomai technology.
Do you just hit right bumper to move those things? Is that what that was, or did you just lock onto it with your reticle?
Yeah, those are a gaze-based technology, so you
Okay.
just look at them and they sort of activate.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah,
you
this
can see
alien
those.
language stuff is really cool too.
Yeah, we have a translator, so as you go through the game, there's sort of like, it's sort of the equivalent of alien message boards. You see like someone wrote something and then someone else wrote a reply. And
Yeah.
so you can sort of see back and forth like what their conversation was. And those are all useful information, so it's logged in your ship, so you can reference it later and be like, all right, I know what I learned at the White Hole Station, and I can use that later.
So is it all stored in that statue at the very beginning, basically? The one that opens its third eye and shows you your memories?
That's a good question.
Oh,
That
you
is-
can't answer it because it's a secret?
That's one of the mysteries that you can
Ah.
investigate. So right after that happens, a character talks to you,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, hey, Gabbro brought that statue back from Giant's Deep, which is the storm planet with the tornadoes.
Ah.
So you can go there, you can find Gabbro and ask Gabbro more about it.
Ah. Because I saw there was a broken statue on that planet, and I was like, I didn't get to, obviously, you get 20 minutes, so you're never going to be able to solve a puzzle in 20 minutes from starting from the very beginning, basically, finding the launch codes and all that other stuff.
Exactly. It's very much a game where like you'll find a clue on one planet that's relevant somewhere else. So
Yeah.
even if you go out there and you die, the next time you just do a different expedition to somewhere different in the solar system. So you can see based on the switch below, now the space station is rotating.
Ah, so you get some gravity now.
Yeah, and we can see there's Giant's Deep in the distance, and there's Brittle Hollow, and whoop. We seem to have made our way back to the surface of Brittle Hollow. So that's an example of like a piece of technology which I understand, so I was able to use it to get back. But as a player, you can find clues throughout the game that teach you how that works.
That's really cool.
And that's one of the meteors from the volcanic moon. That's what causes this planet to break apart over time.
Ah,
That's what we use our 20-minute time loop for, is to have this change over time where you can see there's pieces missing from the planet now. That just happens dynamically over the course of the 20 minutes.
oh, that's actually really cool. So is it basically randomly generated?
The environments themselves are handcrafted.
Well, sorry, what
but-
happens to the planet?
Yes, exactly. The physics we just set in motion at the beginning and let it happen. So we
Okay.
don't know where exactly the meteors are going to hit. We just know they're going to destroy the planet.
Ah, that's super cool.
I always enjoy these cairns. You can knock them over and they come back together.
Oh, that's cool.
We try to make the world as interactive as possible because we just like poking at things. Oh, there's a piece falling now.
Oh man, does it get sucked into the black hole?
Yep, there
Yep.
it goes.
So does it? If you jump through right after that, does it actually show up wherever?
Yeah, so if we look on the map, you can
Oh, that's super cool.
find the white hole, and now there's all these pieces of the planet hovering around there.
So if you fall through it, could you slam into one of those?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's one
Okay.
of the fun things about Brittle Hollow is you can explore it on the surface, or you can go through and explore it in zero G like an asteroid field.
That's really cool.
But you have to wait till the pieces fall through.
Yeah.
Oh, another
really
one just
cool.
went through.
Yeah, you can tell today is a little bit slower, huh?
Yeah, it's nice. Yesterday we had people all day long, and voice is starting to wear thin.
Yeah.
Oh, another piece fell. There goes a meteor. Oh, and I fell
Oh
through.
no.
Here we go.
Now we're going.
Back here.
Oh
you
yeah.
can see
So there's
now
all those pieces. Yeah.
I can use my scout. Functions as a nice light. So you
Oh
can see
yeah.
what's
So
going
this
on.
is cool.
Yeah, the scout will give you information about wherever it attaches to, so you can see if there's like a hazard, or you can attach it to different surfaces and get a read on them.
Oh man, that's cool. Surface integrity is 0.
Yep. So you can see I ran out of fuel, so now it's using my oxygen as propellant.
Oh, okay,
So-
that's super cool because, yeah.
Yep. So there we go.
Is
Gonna
water
suffocate
your
in
guys'
space.
fuel?
We haven't specified exactly what the fuel is. There's
Okay.
a character in the village that makes sap wine, so I
Ah.
like to say that it's sap wine-based fuel.
That's cool.
So every time you die, you see this flashback before your eyes. It's a record of the previous playthrough.
And you get to see yourself die.
Yep.